So with my completion of Deep Base, I have now reached 150 completed Extreme Demons, which is a milestone that less than 120 people have achieved. I am very happy with this accomplishment, but with so many completed Extremes, there of course comes many different experiences. When I saw Technical's video where he ranked all his 200 completed Extremes, I instantly knew I wanted to do this when I reached 150. And this ranking will only be based on how much I enjoyed playing the level and how much I liked the levels themselves. So decoration will play a very minimal role in here. And in the bottom right there will be a song rating, but I will only rate the part of the song that the level uses. So the rest of the song doesn't matter. This also doesn't really have a very big impact on the ranking of the levels, but sometimes it may make or break the experience. But without further ado, let's get into the rankings. Now, if you have watched me or just know me in general, this will probably not come as a surprise to literally anyone. But yeah, at the very bottom of this list is the Flawless. Words cannot describe how much I hate this level. It's really inconsistent, it's unbalanced, it's not fun to play because of the beginning. And while it may look very satisfying, and I will admit it is kind of satisfying once you pull it off, just dying literally anywhere just feels the worst, and this level genuinely caused me so much pain from the inside. Words cannot describe it. Now, again, Wida is a level that I find tragic because I really want to like it, but I can't because I died to bugs, I died to random shit, random choke points that just kept popping up here and there. It was awful. Daybreak is kind of like I expected to hate it because, well, look at it. It's very ugly. It's not very fun to play, especially because of the like 8-second cutscene or like the 10-second cutscene at the beginning. There's a lot of bugs. There's just inconsistent gameplay. There's just really weird transitions, especially the one on like the wave part to the UFO. It's probably on screen right now. Yeah, just plain not fun. Only beat this if you're like an extreme grinder and think you can beat it fast, otherwise this is gonna suck. I wish I could like this level, but unfortunately Jenkins once again makes the worst gameplay imaginable. I found the drop to be really fun. The problem is that the pre-drop is honestly, maybe if it wasn't for Again Wida, it's probably the worst pre-drop I have ever seen in an extreme. So yeah, that killed every ounce of enjoyment possible. I'm really glad I fluked it from like my second drop attempt. But yeah, not fun, not fun. Now, following up, I went into knowing it was going to be horrible, but I wanted to avenge my friend Rainbow because he died 22 times at the drop, or the duel, I mean, and I just wanted to avenge him in a way, and I just was like, I'm gonna beat this level. I know it's gonna suck, but we're just gonna do it, and yeah, it ended up being horrible, boring pre-drop, boring drop. And the duel is insanely buggy, and I'm pretty sure it's impossible in 2.2. This level is genuinely like a hard demon, and then out of nowhere you get the most obnoxious and worst wave you've ever played in your entire life. It's the only reason it's extreme, otherwise it would be like a hard demon maybe. Yeah, just the wave actually says enough about the level. Bad. I wish I could enjoy this more than I actually did, because I actually don't hate this level very much. It's just that the Q part at like 60 ruined my entire experience. I didn't even mind playing the pre-drop. Aftermath is like by far the worst of the Apocalyptic Trilogy. It's such like a letdown and kind of a disappointing close to the Apocalyptic Trilogy. It's just worse Cataclysm basically. That's pretty much all to it. Currently the oldest extreme demon in the game. Obviously it's not good. It's just completely unbalanced and it's just really boring to play from zero because every time you get far you'll just die to the last ship or swingcopter. I would actually say that To the Stars 2 is fun to play in runs. It's just extremely obnoxious to play from zero because the first, like, I don't even know, like 30%, the first like 70% gets like pretty consistent, and then the last part is just such a spike in difficulty, and it's just really annoying. Hurricane is pretty much the only reason I don't want to finish the Storm Trilogy, because I love Cyclone, and you'll see it's way higher on this list. And I wanted to try Hurricane because I thought it looked cool. And then I played it and it was absolutely horrendous because it's free up to like 70, and then the difficulty just spikes again. Fusion Z, the long ass level. I'm pretty sure this is still my longest completed extreme. Yeah, it's not good. It's not really good. It's just again, it's just the first half is fine, maybe a little boring from zero, and then in the second half, like, it just gets so annoying and very like buggy and just not fun. Really weird choke points as well. Yeah, I don't know, not fun. I wish I could like Nua. The only problem is just, again, bugs. The gameplay not syncing very well. Like, the sync is actually, like, pretty bad at some points. Also, getting unlucky on this wasn't very fun. I died, like, 5 times to the last click. Yeah, I really had a bad time with it. It's not good. If you want to beat a level like this, don't go for this. Just beat, like, I don't know, like Wazareta or something. I'm pretty sure Penumbra is, like, the most boring extreme I have beaten. Everything about the level is just below average, which makes it even more frustrating to play because it's so below average that there's nothing that keeps you entertained. I don't really like the song. I think it's like one of Creo's worst, so that didn't help me as well. The decoration is absolutely nothing special, and the gameplay is either mid or really bad, so yeah, not very good. Currently, the only Hell level, it's not even like an original Hell series level. It's the only Hell level I've beaten. Yeah, I don't know. I shouldn't have touched a Hell level to begin with. It's just filled with, obviously, like those obnoxious gameplay gimmicks that all the old Hell levels have. Arguably one of the most overrated easy extremes I've ever seen. I genuinely don't get how people can like this level, because you have to sit through like an immensely boring beginning and pre-drop, and then you get to a drop that is actually like pretty fun. I like the UFO, and then it just all falls apart again because you get like a stupid ship, and then it's just choke points all the way through, and the ending is annoying. Another really boring extreme. I don't like this level at all. It's just the first like 20% is like difficult, and then it's completely free, and then you get the last duel. So this whole level is basically just a snooze fest. I've never really liked this level. I don't like the modern style, especially not with extreme demons. I think it doesn't fit in a way. I don't know. I also don't like the take on it. The song was kind of obnoxious at some points. And yeah, the gameplay is just filled with choke points. It's choke points all the way through. There's no hardest part. It's just the most annoying choke point will be the hardest part for you. I wish I could like 1330X, and literally the only thing that completely decimated my enjoyment with this is the last part. Like, the moment the drop ends, the whole level goes from like a 9 out of 10 level to just like pain. As legendary as Cataclysm is, I can't put it any higher than this. I do appreciate it for what it is, and especially the legacy it has, but that's all pretty much to it. It's pretty boring to play from zero because of the first wave and ship, and after that it's just really whatever. Now, with most Scylla levels, it's either you hate it or you love it. With Azerite, I hate it. I really don't like this level. I think it is incredibly unbalanced and obnoxious to play. It's just, again, it's just the choke points in the levels. It's choke points all the way through. The level that dethroned Bloodpath, well, it's certainly a level. It's just 3 wave challenges with like free gameplay in between. It's not very fun. Glide would be so much higher if it wasn't for the pre-drop. I actually don't hate the ending very much, but that's probably mostly because I got lucky with the ending, only dying there twice. But the pre-drop, man, oh, it's so bad, and I wish it wasn't so bad because it would have been really fun. The drop is so fun. Again, a level I wish I could like, but I can't because of my experience with it. Like, everything in this level is fun, except for the very first part of the drop, which is super buggy and so much harder than the rest, which completely destroyed all my enjoyment with this. I'd say that atmosphere-wise, this level nails it very much. I think the song and decoration match very well. It's just really boring because it's just all slow gameplay, slow timing, pseudo-memory gameplay, and just like, I don't know, some awkward parts, annoying parts here and there, which is really unfortunate. If it was better gameplay-wise, it would have been much higher. We're now getting like to the levels that are like, I don't hate them, I just think they're either below average or mid. And starting with Heart Attack, it's pretty much just Heartbeat but better, but it's still nothing special and it doesn't have the gimmicks that made Heartbeat interesting. Yeah, it's just nothing special, honestly, just a little boring. I wish I could like Troll Machine more, but I'm ranking these levels based on the version that I beat it on. So, unfortunately, I beat Troll Machine as in one of the most early versions ever. I think it was the earliest version, actually. And that version is just filled with bugs, bad sync, and just some parts refuse to work. Like, the duel at 50, it was genuinely just like, sometimes you would die for no reason. It's a lot better now. I would actually recommend going for it, but yeah, that old version was bad. Acropolis is just like Acropolis, but I guess a little better. I don't know. I don't like Acropolis very much, and Acropolis is just buffed Acropolis. It's like not very fun. I love this level for how stupid it is, but it's also still tech manifestation. So it got boring after dying to 90 for like a billion times, because why is that invisible, or a blind transition, I guess? I don't know. Just a really dumb level that is actually way higher than it probably should be, but I just like the stupidity of this level. This is just another level that is way higher than it should be, but I just like it because of how stupid it is. The only reason I really wanted to beat this is because it's like haha funny quote-unquote 2-player level. I didn't even beat it like myself. I just asked like my friends to just join me on Parsec so they could do the ship with me, and then I proceeded to die to the last like 5 times because I'm stupid. The ultimate phase is like interesting because like most parts are really bad, especially like Guitar's Duel and Cyclix parts. But then there are like a couple of actually pretty fun parts, like Tiger-Sex Wave. And it just made the whole experience really weird and just kind of mid overall. Probably one of my hottest takes, but I really don't like Blade of Justice. I really think this is one of the most overrated extremes in the game. It's not very fun, the pre-drop is annoying. Just like check my description because I kind of go over this level in a lot more detail than I can in this video. I don't know, I never liked this level. Dark Rifle is like the perfect example of a boring extreme demon. It uses the same song as Pronombre, so you know my opinion on that. It's just medium demon gameplay, and then it stays easy, and then you get 2 like actually difficult parts, and then it gets easy again. It's boring as fuck. Another hot take, because this level is mostly seen as like a really good level, I really don't like Precipitance. I don't like this level. I think it's extremely boring. That's pretty much all to it. Dupe is like weird. I kind of wanted to like it, but it's just boring, and the duel at like 20 is extremely buggy. It's just kind of RNG on whether you pass it or not. As legendary as this level is, it's not very good for the legacy. It's just well known because of like it was such a big level and such a jump in difficulty at the time. But the level itself isn't very interesting. Michigan's part is way too hard, and it's just very boring from zero. Not very much better is Tron, which starts with like an 8-second cutscene and is extremely unoptimized. It's so laggy, like even on ULDM I was lagging a lot. And it has a ton of skips, which is just really funny. But that's pretty much all the fun there is to it. It's just the gameplay's not interesting at all. Proteus is probably just the perfect example of like a mid-level. It's just, I didn't hate it, I didn't like it, it's just whatever. Although it does have some really annoying choke points, and the pre-drop is just a little too hard. Again, a level that's stupid, and I just like it because it's stupid. Yeah, it looks really dumb. It plays as dumb as it looks. It did get a 2.2 update, which did kind of ruin the funny to it. I think it is really funny that of all levels that got a 2.2 update, but they didn't have to buff it. Like, it's so much harder now. Another level I wish I could like, but is just ruined by pre-drop being a little too long, and the first part of the wave is like the hardest parts of the wave. So that kind of like makes it really annoying because you get to the drop finally and then you die immediately. So it's like, I don't know, it's kind of annoying actually. Volume is like mostly fun up until you get to like the halfway point, which is where it kind of starts to fall apart. The wave obviously is really stupid. And then after that it's not much better, the ship after that, and the ending is just boring. I don't even know what they were doing when they made this, but none of the parts are even remotely similar to each other, which kind of makes it really funny in a way. But yeah, it's just nothing special. It's like, it's fine, but there are some really dumb parts. I really don't even know why I was gonna do this level, but I just kind of like played it and then I beat it. And it was like, it went really fast, which I'm glad with. It's just the first part is just so annoying. Other than that, I didn't even mind the memory ball and the two-player duel. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on this level. Instant execution is actually not as bad as it looks. It looks really stupid. It looks really annoying. And while it does have some annoying parts, and especially with 2.2, there are a few bugs and parts that are a little harder. I didn't hate playing this level. I thought it was fine. Cerebral Torment is interesting. It has a really interesting theme, which I like. And most of the parts are fine, but then others are like kind of like either a little too hard or just have a few annoying clicks, which kind of bring down the experience. Other than that, it's fine. Again, stupid level. I like it because it's stupid. Firepower is just, it's like mostly easy. Then you get the wave at the drop, which is like the only actually really difficult part. And then it just becomes easy again. Nothing special. I just kind of liked it because it was funny. I think this kind of is another perfect example of a mid-level. I don't hate it. I wouldn't say it's bad. I think it's actually pretty decent. I think it's objectively a pretty good level. It's just not my type of gameplay that I would enjoy. But I still did kind of find this level fine. Seen as like one of the worst extreme demons, or at least one of the worst easy extreme demons, this level really isn't as bad as people make it out to be. Sure, it has some really stupid parts, but I don't know, they didn't bother me too much and I thought it was pretty fine. I think this is like the most forgettable extreme I have beaten, because every time I see I have beaten it, I realize, oh yeah, I beat this. I don't know, nothing in this level is really interesting. The song is kind of weird also, I don't know. Everything is just kind of whatever. I don't like the Sonic series. I think this is probably the best one in the series, which already isn't a very high bar. And I at least had some enjoyment with Hypersonic, and some parts are really satisfying, and then others are like annoying. This level is basically like my skill set except for ship. Like it's fast, clicking, wave, and then there's ship, which I'm not very good at, but it's like mostly just straight flying. I did like this level, it's just it gets a little boring because most of the attempts you get far will just end at the wave. I would enjoy this level a lot more if some choke points were fixed and if the robot was easier, because honestly the robot is the only reason it's extreme. I think it's like a somewhat mid to high end insane demon if the robot were to be about as difficult as the rest of the level, which is unfortunate because the robot did really bring down my enjoyment with this level. Another stupid level that I just enjoyed because I could. It's really a weird level. It has some really interesting duels actually. But it's actually like pretty fun. I actually enjoyed most of it, and yeah, I thought it was cool. I'm probably gonna upset a few friends with this, but I really like Tantrum. I also like the song as well. The only part I would consider annoying or bad is probably the one bug in the duel and the robot right before the drop. Fexy is again like a stupid level that I like, but I would say that Fexy is a little bit less stupid and it's just more like really unbalanced because everyone knows that one wave that everyone is like it's impossible. It actually gets consistent, but I kind of enjoyed this level a lot actually. Ado, but actually pretty fun. I never liked Ado, and I thought Ado X would be horrible, but it actually wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I actually had a lot of fun with it. Also, fluking the last like couple parts was really nice. Uplink is really not very interesting to be honest, but it looks really cool, and I had some good times playing it, but I would say that the first part does get a little bit boring, but from the drop on, it's really, really fun. I really went into this thinking I would really hate this level because this level looks kind of iffy to play, but it actually was pretty fine. I actually had some fun beating this, and overall it's nothing special, but I thought it was fun. Another level I don't really have much to say about, but I think I did enjoy my time with it, and I think it's a good level. Oh boy, this is interesting that it is this high, but I really don't hate ego killing. I think it's absolutely hilarious that the choke points are as stupid as they are, especially that one wave. And yeah, it's just a stupid level, and I enjoyed it for its stupidity. Probably the first Extreme Demon people think of when they hear two-player Extreme Demon. This level is just pretty cool. There are some annoying parts, but I actually really enjoy my time. It's just beating it with someone that makes things a lot less frustrating. Also, shout out to Arvil for coming all the way from Belgium to play this with me. Most of this level is pretty mid, but there are some parts that I really enjoyed playing. The only thing that brought this level down was just the last ship to the end, which is just kind of stupid. Other than that, this level is either fine or just pretty good actually. I really like Brimtanic Paradise, even though it isn't very special like at all. It's probably one of the most basic extremes ever, but I do like this level. I like the vibe of it. I don't know, I just had a good time with it. Twitch Down is probably like gameplay wise the most me extreme ever. It's mostly either click sync or just the chaotic gameplay you're seeing, which is gameplay that I like. The only reason it isn't much higher is just because some parts being much harder than the rest and just a few bugs. Forbidden Isle is the other solo level that I actually do like. I had a good time with it. It's one of the first extremes I've ever beaten actually. And I don't know, I never hated playing it. There were some moments where the first cube was getting boring, but other than that, I think it's a good level. Here we go again, another stupid level that I like. The antimatter is, I don't know, man. It's the antimatter. It's dumb, it's stupid, but it's not as bad as it looks, I guess. I don't know, the only issue I really had with it was just that the duel at like 12 was kind of buggy sometimes. Other than that, I actually enjoy my time. 2 dumb levels in a row. I've always been vocal about the fact that I like this level. I actually had a really good time beating this. I don't know why. The only problem, I guess, is just the last like 2 parts. Other than that, I really enjoyed this level. I think it's fun. Probably one of the most average extremes in the game. I do think it is fun to play though. Like, that's the only reason why it ended up like here and not a lot lower in like the mid section. Because I just think this level is pretty fun. It's just the average good Extreme Demon. That's all there is to it. We're really going wild with the stupid levels. Violently X is obviously really, really dumb. I mean, just look at it. But I can't help but to love this level. It's just so funny and the boss fight is so hilarious. I don't know, I like this level. Cataclysm, but better. That's all there is to it, actually. I didn't really like the randomized section, but it didn't bother me too much. And most of the parts are just good. Now, I really, really wish I could put this level much higher. because if this level didn't have bugs and was a little bit better synced, this would probably be like somewhere near the top of this list, because this level is so like made for me basically. Another really average level that I just think is really fun. That's all there is to it. I don't have anything to say about this level, I just think it's fun. Now, Deception Dive does get a lot of shit, and probably for a good reason, because, well, it's Deception Dive. But, yeah, never hated it. I never hated it. I'm glad this level got nerfed, honestly. I think it's a lot better this way. The old version had, like, some really stupid parts. Other than that, I just think it's fine. It's, like, fun at some parts, and then some parts are a little bit less, but overall good level. Now, I did have kind of a bad experience with this, but I still like this level. It's just a fun level. I don't know. I don't really have much to say about the levels around this area, I guess. I don't really know what to say about levels like these, but it's fine, I guess. Cool. Yeah, I don't know what to say. This is probably one of the easiest extremes I've ever been in the entire game. It's not hard at all. It's really not hard. But yeah, I did like it. The waves are interesting in this level, but other than that, fun, I guess. I still don't know what to say about these levels. They're so whatever to me, actually. I would say that this level is really interesting with the way it uses its duels and like some gimmicks here and there, but it executes it in a really good way. So plus points for that. I wish I could like this level more. It's just the pre-drop is a lot harder than the rest, and especially the robot makes it kind of annoying, actually. Yeah, other than that, really fun. This level used to be so much worse. I remember I tried the old version of this, and I was genuinely baffled by how bad it was, because it was so unbalanced, with the last part being by far the hardest part. And now I do get why this level had such a bad reputation, but the update made it so much better. When this came out, people acted like this was the second coming of Christ. I don't think it is as good as people say it is, but I do think it's still a good level. But that's all there is to it. It's good, nothing more. Now, I love everything Kirby related. Like, Kirby is probably the best Nintendo character ever, and even though this level is like the most anti-me level ever, I really wanted to beat this level because of just how cool I thought this level was, and it ended up being pretty good. I really enjoyed most of the parts, just like one or two parts were kind of annoying, but that's all there is to it. Another level I don't really have much to say about. I think the name of this level actually speaks for itself. It's like two people know this level exists. One of the most well-known easy extremes in the game, and I think it deserves it, honestly. It's pretty fun. The only bad part is probably from like 80 to 100. This level looks beautiful, and it definitely plays really good. It's just like one or two short parts that are kind of unbalanced, I guess. Other than that, I really like this level a lot. I don't really have much to say about this one. I just thought it was like pretty fun to play. Also fluking this from like 55 or whatever was really funny. When I saw that apparently Majeko was still creating, that actually baffled me. Like I thought that guy quit like a long time ago. But when I saw that Majeko had a part in this, I was like, holy shit. And the level looked really interesting to me, so I wanted to beat it, and it was actually really fun. Another level I don't really have much to say about. Torg is just kind of there, but I would say, I wouldn't call it a hidden gem, but it definitely is a level worth checking out, and if you like levels with gameplay like this, you would definitely enjoy it. This is the first list demon I ever beat, and honestly, I'm glad I did this, because this is a level that kind of fits me in a way. I don't know, I don't have much to say about it. There were a few parts that were kind of, I wouldn't call it bad, but like much harder than the rest. But yeah, it's just a good level. Another level I think is extremely overhated. Infernal is really not as bad as people say it is. The only quote-unquote bad part is maybe that one UFO that everyone knows. But I never hated playing this level. I really like how satisfying the gameplay is. Now, this and Septis are the two levels that are considered like the Reverence clones, I guess. And out of the 3 Reverence like levels, I would say that this one is the worst, which is still pretty high, honestly. I didn't have a bad experience, I just thought this level wasn't very interesting, I guess. Another level I think is one of the easiest extremes in the game. I honestly think this should be Insane Demon, but it's still extreme, so it goes on the list. Yeah, I think it's fun. But there are some parts that are kind of lacking, but then there are parts like Limbo, which is beautiful. It's just, I love the way the Limbo and the Bloodlust parts were made. Now we're getting to like the levels that I'm starting to like really like. Memories 3 is like funny because it's like very learny and it's mostly anti-me gameplay, yet I still loved it. I think it's mostly because it's just these iconic levels just in one big compilation of levels, which is just really amazing, honestly. Now, Visible Ray is interesting because it's like such a stupid Korean level, but it's just, I never hated playing it. The only reason why it took such a toll on me the first time I played it is because I just came off Wasareta and there was a time limit. But when I returned like a couple months later, I really had a good time. There were like 2 parts I genuinely disliked, the rest was fire. I do agree that this level probably shouldn't be as high as it is, but I don't know, I always kind of like this level. It's just very skill based. So if this would be your hardest, I definitely can see why this would be horrible to play, and this might take you like a very long time. But if you can like steamroll through this level, I think it's fun. Probably one of the most underrated extremes in the game. This level is definitely a must play. It's like, no one knows of this level and it's really sad because it's really fun. Another hardest for me, Arctic Lights, I always heard bad things about this level, but I never disliked it. I always liked it, and then I tried going for it and I just had a good time overall. I never really gotten mad at this level. The second extreme I beat when Arvil came over. Yeah, it was just a good time. We had a lot of fun laughing, and we beat this in like 30 minutes, which was fucking crazy, honestly. Team Z is such a stupid level because it's so like disjointed and it's all stupid and every part is just all over the place and the balancing is absolutely ridiculous. But I can't help but to love this level. It was actually so fun, and it just, only at the very end it started getting a little bit annoying because I was dying like far very often. Pretty much ever since Nepesta said how much he hated this level, everyone kind of like called this a really bad level, which is kind of sad because it really isn't bad. I think this level is amazing. I think it's really fun, and I'm glad to see that people are kind of, I wouldn't say forgetting, but are kind of ignoring like Nepesta's views on this level because it really is a fun experience. Man, this level shouldn't even be here. I should have like dropped it, I guess, because this level was so stupid that I fluked this from 27, because I was kind of afraid that I would drop this level if it were to be becoming very annoying. But I just fluked it, and I always liked this level. Like, I know this level has a bad reputation, but I just always liked this level. Another must-play extreme, like one that isn't very known. I think the whole Flective series is not very interesting, but I really do like Deflective. It's just a must-play. Oh boy, people are gonna hate me for this, but I am a down bass fan. I really like down bass. I like the song. I don't know, I even like the colors in a way. I think it looks silly, but I think that just works for the level. Mostly with Athanatos, either people love it or they hate it. I really like Athanatos. It does have some problems with like some parts being like much harder than the rest, but I just overall had a really good time playing this. Ballistic Funk is like another really unknown extreme, which is sad because this level is so satisfying, especially like the part with the dash orbs. Really fun. The only reason why this is so high is because I beat this on like a bug fix copy, because in the original version, the duel at like 40 doesn't work. Like, it straight up doesn't work. But if the duel works, it's one of the most fun things ever for some reason. It's like so satisfying. This is probably one of the most me levels ever. Short, high CPS, wave, like it has it all. It's just, I really like this level. There were some parts that are kind of annoying. Like, well, I wouldn't call them annoying, but just like kind of less. So that kind of brought it down, but I still really like this level. It's unusual seeing a level of this length this high, because I don't really like long levels, but Gangplank Hell just does it so well. Genuinely, the only thing that is a downside of this level is the duel at like 40 that doesn't work sometimes. Another very unknown extreme. I would say that it isn't very interesting, but I still had a really fun time beating this, so I do recommend like at least giving it a shot. I thought I would hate this going into this, but even though it has like a 2.0 style and like 2.0-ish gameplay, it executes it really well, so that made it actually really fun. A level that for some reason I considered my hardest once, which is weird because it's definitely not as hard as Bloodbath. Really good level, really high quality as well, but it does have some mixed opinions. I'm sad most people find this level boring, because instead of boring, I just find this level to be really chill. It just has this really chill, laid back atmosphere, and I just love the theming as well, and the song is really cool. This level was a lot more well known back in the day, like even before I started playing, and I really hope this level gets its popularity back again, because I think this is such a good, maybe not first extreme, but a really good extreme to beat if you're like new to Extreme Demons. Really good level. This level would have been so much lower if it wasn't for the fact that it got like an update that fixed most of the lag issues. One of my friends had contact with the creator, so I asked the creator if they could fix like these things, and they did, so it made it a lot better to play. Another really hot take, but I really like Glowy. I've always liked Glowy. I always found the fact that it got brighter the further you get into the level just funny for no reason. And I wanted to beat it once, and so I did, and I had a really good time. The shortest Extreme Demon, or I don't even know if it still is, but it definitely was the shortest Extreme Demon in the game when it came out. Yeah, it's just if you're good and like flow gameplay, then this is for you. If you don't, this would probably be awful. Another hardest was Reda. This level really kicked my ass. I don't even know how I managed to pull this level off, honestly, but I did, and I'm so proud I did it, and I'm just really glad I got to do this, because I do really like this level. Stalemate Redux is like interesting because I would say that maybe the first ship and wave can get a little bit boring sometimes, but the drop is really fun. Even though I think it's by far the hardest part, the UFO is like so satisfying to pull off, and that ship, oh my god. The ship is genuinely the most fun ship gameplay I have ever played in my entire life. Definitely a must-play level because it's so unknown, yet it's so good. 9Blue genuinely has like some of the most fun gameplay for a beginner extreme, and I really hope people maybe see this video and try this level out because it's so good. Oh boy, here we go. Deep Base, my most recent Extreme Demon, also my 150th Extreme Demon I have beaten. I wanted to beat this level just because I thought it would be funny, and I wanted to do it for my 150th, and so I did, and I genuinely had an amazing time with this, which is really funny because I would say objectively speaking this level probably isn't that good, yet I just love this level so much. God, this level is so amazing. I love A2 Marble. I know it does have some hiccups in some parts, but it really didn't bother me. I just think this level is so fun just all the way through. I'm sad this level got a 2.2 update because I genuinely think that update ruined everything good about this level, because I'm pretty sure it also kind of buffed it in a way, which is sad because the 2.1 version of this level was so fun. This has always been considered like one of the best easy extremes in the game, and I definitely agree. Napalm is such a good level, it's just satisfying, it has pretty good balancing all the way through. The only downside is that in the duel there's like 2 bugs somewhere, and that is kind of annoying, but it didn't bother me too much. As ugly as this level is, it definitely doesn't play as bad as it looks. It's really fun, really satisfying. Everything is just, it just works even though you might think it doesn't, which is really funny. Another really unknown level, which is sad because I really like this level. I just don't really have much to say about it other than I just think it's a really good and high quality level. Another level like Artificial Dream that just kind of lost its popularity as time went on, even though this level did stay a lot more relevant than Artificial Dream did. And I'm glad because this level is so good. I just think that some parts in like the 30s are a little bit too hard for the rest of the level, but still the level's just so fun. Here we go, another hardest. Titan Complex, it was like my favorite hardest for a very, very long time. With a good reason, because I genuinely think this level works so well for what it tries to be, because the song works so well with the level. The deco, for some reason, also works really well with the song. It's super intimidating, but it's not like impossible to learn, and it doesn't have any genuinely bad parts. Now, Reverence is another really high quality level. I know I'm probably making one of my friends upset with this one, but I never hated this level. I just always thought this level was really good. I really had a lot of fun beating this. Yeah, it's just a really good level. Another really unknown level. I don't have much to say about this level other than I just think it's extremely satisfying and really fun to play. I beat this level recently, and I wish I kind of beat this earlier because I just think this level is really good. Like, the only thing that I want to criticize is just that the ship at like 75 or something is just much harder than the rest. Other than that, this level is like so good. This is definitely my favorite of the three like Reverence levels, I guess. It just takes everything Reverence does, but it just does it better. It's a lot less unbalanced, and I think it does everything very well. God, this level, like, the decoration is already, like, so good, and it plays about just as good as it looks. Like, I guess there are some balancing issues, but it really doesn't bother me too much. I really, really like this level. Now, how much you like this level probably comes down to on if this level is your skill set or not. If this level isn't your skill set, I can definitely see this being, like, really annoying to play. But if this level is your skill set, this is like one of the most fun things you've ever played. I definitely recommend going for this. Oh boy, another level considered to be very bad that I really, really like. Like, I've never hated this level, actually. And I guess the only issue, maybe, is just that the first part is a little bit boring. But the robot and the ship is so fun. And even after, like, 32 ship deaths, I still had so much fun. This was like one of my first like really big flukes from like 54 or something. With that, it probably also bumped up my enjoyment a lot, but I just think this is a really unknown extreme that really deserves more love. Speaking of unknown extremes that deserve more love, Mjolnir is so good. I love everything about this level, honestly. I think it's really fun all the way through. It's just a really high quality and good level. Other Explosion is definitely a lot older, but it's still held up quality-wise compared to most of these levels on the list. Yeah, it's just so fun. Like, the only downside is that one wave at like 40, that's like 2 seconds long, and other than that, it's just so fun. Like, the dual spider is one of the most fun parts I've ever played in any level ever. 10 Circle definitely surprised me. I always liked this level, but I didn't know it was actually this fun. Like, I was genuinely surprised by how fun it was. Balango Vortex definitely is a really good sequel to Bausha. I really enjoyed my time playing this. It's just like, the blue wave is just a little bit too hard for me to put this above Bausha. And speaking of Bausha, we now enter the top 10 with Bausha Vortex. Bausha is just so fun. It's definitely the most fun 9 Circles extreme I've beaten so far. I really enjoyed my time with it. I think it's a really fun level. I think it's super satisfying. Everything is just good about this level. Now at number 9, we have my current hardest, Trottil. I went into this kind of expecting to like it, but probably having some bad times with it maybe, because it's like very second half heavy, and it's so difficult. But I ended up fluking it from 53, and I don't know, I really love this level so much for like no reason. and I think the skull at the end screen is genuinely one of the coolest end screens in the game. Now at number 8 we have Cyclone. This level is so good. Like, it's definitely by far the best level of the Storm trilogy. I always say, like, after Cyclone, the Storm trilogy just falls off. I don't know what to say, honestly. I just think it's so fun. Now Cyclone stayed like my favorite extreme for such a long time, and then after a while Shotgun eventually dethroned it and also kept the top spot for a very long time. Shotgun is basically, yeah, all I have to say about Shotgun is that it's basically just copy paste what I said about Cyclone and apply it to Shotgun. Just really fun. Now at number 6 we have probably the best hidden gem in GD. This level is so good, and I wish more people knew about this level because it is so fun. It is very wave heavy, so if you're not good with wave, I could understand this being a lot less fun, I guess. But man, this level is so fun and it looks so good. Now at number 5 we have probably one of the best XL extremes in the entire game. Like, I've always loved idols, and it just held up. Like, even to this day, it's one of my favorite extreme demons I've ever beaten. The duel at, like, I don't know, like 60 or whatever, is one of the most fun duels I've ever played in the entire game. Now number 4 and number 3 are like really close to each other. Maybe I'll swap them in the future, I don't know. But at number 4 right now we have Falcon 16, which is such a good level. Like, this level does have some problems with like transitions, I guess, and some choke points, but for some reason everything in this level becomes consistent for no reason, and I don't get it, but I love that so much. Now finally we got to the last 3 levels, and at number 3 we have Untitled. This was the level to dethrone Falcon 16, like, I don't know, like 4 days after I beat it. Yeah, I love everything about this level. The song is so good, the deco is so good, the gameplay is so good. It's just, I don't have anything negative to say about this level, honestly. Now at number 2 we have the level that had the number 1 spot for a while, until eventually I decided to swap it with the level that is now number 1 again. But for now we have Ouroboros Star Plus 2. Man, this level is so fun. It's the drop part is so satisfying. It's so fun. Everything is just so good, especially for a level with such a stupid name and being a Zeronium creator contest level. Amazing. And finally at my number 1 spot, probably expected for most of the people that know me because I glaze this level every single time. Cytokinesis is genuinely the most fun level I have ever beaten in the entire game. I don't think this will be dethroned in a very long time until I maybe beat something like, I don't know, Kyuki or something. But oh my god, this level is genuinely one of the best levels ever. Just deco wise, it is so good. I love the theming, everything. The song, especially with the sound effect, works so well. And the gameplay, oh my god, the gameplay is so good. And there we have it. All my 150 completed extreme demons on a list. I don't know what to say, honestly. I just kind of want to say thank you just to all the people that have watched me, to all my friends that have supported me. Just thank you for being there, and this very likely won't be the end. I do have some things going on in my personal life right now that kind of make playing GD kind of difficult sometimes, but this definitely isn't the end, and I will probably be doing a lot more next year, and maybe, you know, maybe I'll end up on the main list next year. We'll see. But thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.